Hello and welcome to the podcast. This is Haley Sohn, nutritionist, weight loss expert. You are listening to Weight Loss Without Dieting. And this is a walk and talk episode, so you can probably hear traffic. The occasional dog barking and whatnot. So today's episode is, I thought this would be fun because friends, people on the street come up to me and ask me, what should I be eating to lose weight? What is the best foods for me to lose weight? Should I be doing XYZ to lose weight? So I always get these questions, and I thought it'd be fun to wrap it up into my advice. If I ran into you on the street and you were wanting to know about your weight loss journey. So these are 6 things that I'd tell you if you asked me what you need to eat or do in order to lose weight. So first, your body, your hormones, your metabolism, and your digestion are unique to you. And if I'm going to help you on the journey, we both need to learn those and understand them in order for your weight loss to be successful. And that needs to be the first thing that we do and kind of the underlying factor that we're always looking at, okay? So we need to understand what's going on in there so that you can actually start successfully losing weight. What I see so often is a complete lack of regard for you as an individual in those areas when it comes to weight loss. It's just here's what I think you should eat. And it doesn't work that way. So when people ask me this question, what should I eat to lose weight? I'm like, I don't know, you tell me. Which is the rudest thing a nutritionist can say. People are always so taken aback, but I'm seriously, first of all, you have an idea of what's healthy versus not healthy. Second of all, yeah, I could go on with a list of top 10 healthiest foods. First of all, if you can't stick to those mentality-wise, self-sabotage-wise, emotional eating-wise, the list of foods doesn't matter. And second of all, every body is different, and every digestive system is different. Every taste preference is different. So I need to know more about you before I can just say, this is what you should be eating. It doesn't work that way. Number 2, there is no one-size-fits-all healthy diet. So the top 10 healthiest foods ever on the planet, it doesn't matter. Because those might not work for you. You might not be able to break down broccoli properly. You might not be able to absorb, vitamin C. You might not be that efficient at making vitamin D. We need to have a better understanding of where you are individually before I just say, here's your diet. Go lose weight. Which is why so many diets fail and why you probably haven't seen a lot of success in the past. It's not because the diet was bad or it was wrong. It's because it wasn't right for you. And there was nobody there to help you say, this is what's going to work for you individually. Number 3, your weight loss journey will start with you understanding, or needs to start with you understanding what foods, how much, and when to eat. This is the first thing I do with my clients is we need to work on a plan, a food plan for you, and it needs to be tweaked as we understand what foods actually feel good for you. How much of them feel good, in what quantities, and when do you need to stop eating? Like when are you ready for fuel, and when do you need to stop eating fuel? And this is, again, something that, like, me just saying, like, these are the best foods ever, go eat your heart out, that doesn't help. How much of that food? When should you be eating it? Seasonally, daily, a certain time of day, like, all of those things play in. And you being able to understand that for yourself is what's going to allow you to graduate from working with me and never struggle with your weight again, which is my ultimate goal for everybody. Any level of, like, you depending on somebody to tell you what to eat and how much and when isn't helping you to move on with your life. It is keeping you stuck. It is keeping you beholden to, you know, that diet, that person, that mentality. So we need to cultivate your understanding of what's working for your body, when, and how much. Number 4. The best place to start is by asking yourself, what do I like? What foods do I like that also feel good for me physically? What foods do I like to eat? So these are both healthy and indulgent foods do I like to eat. And of those foods, you know, what feels good for me physically? So, you know, you might say, okay, I'm going to use some personal examples. But, you know, salads, traditionally, this is a healthy, safe, like, out to eat menu order option. And as a nutritionist, when I was doing my own weight loss journey, that was like my go-to order. What I realized as I started kind of paying more attention to myself is that I don't like salads that much. Like, they don't digest that well. Sometimes there are certain times of the year, just certain days that just really does not appeal to me. It doesn't sit well in my stomach. It doesn't feel good for me. It even depends on the type of lettuce, like all of the ingredients that are in it, the type of dressing, it all like comes into play. And when I really started paying attention to that, I realized, like, just because it's healthy doesn't mean that it's the right choice for me or something that is going to feel good for me and help me in my weight loss journey. And so figuring that out for yourself, you know, salad might be a healthy food. Do you actually like eating it? Does it actually feel good for you? Does it give you the energy that you want? Do you feel light and energized after you eat it? Or do you feel bloated and tired and like you still need to eat something? Those are all really good signs that, you know, that food is working for you or it's not. Number 5. Sorry, I'm on a walk, so there's always like little distractions coming up. Number 5, neutrally evaluate what you eat. And so what I mean by this, I mentioned this in another recent episode, is curiosity. Why did I make that choice? So asking yourself, like, after you eat something, how did that feel for me physically? Did I overeat it? And why? Did I just make a choice that, like, I'm not super happy with? And why? But getting into being really curious about the decisions that you're making is going to help you grow forward and figure out more and more what works for you and what doesn't. And it's a big piece that we just totally, I think in the general like diet industry, we just totally overlook. We're not asking ourselves good questions, and we're not getting curious about the decisions that we're making and how they feel physically. And the other missing piece is we often don't even ask ourselves how foods make us feel physically. We get really disconnected from how we feel in our body after we eat something. And that's actually really important information because it's going to tell you, how are you digesting this food? Is it working for your metabolism? Is it working for your hormones? How you feel physically is giving us so much information. It's really, really crucial for all these pieces of the puzzle coming together and working. So if we're ignoring that, you're not really going to be figuring out what actually works for you. And then finally, how do you want to feel physically when you stand up from this meal? This is such an important question because it's helping you decide ahead of time. I don't want to like overeat. I don't want to, or I do want to overeat. I want to indulge more and like feel a little bit heavier in my body than I normally do. Or I really don't want to because it's a work lunch. I've got like a big busy day ahead of me. So thinking about that ahead of time is going to help you figure out what that food choice is going to look like for you. So are you having a cheeseburger and french fries? Are you having a piece of salmon with some steamed vegetables? Like, knowing the answer to that question is so crucial. And sometimes, even if you're not far into this journey, like you're here listening to this podcast, you're doing this on your own, just asking yourself that question, you're going to get a really good answer. And it's going to help you like know what to order. So, this is a work lunch. I have a busy day. I've got to run the kids around after I finish working. I want to feel energized. I do not want to feel bloated and tired after this meal. Yet, all of my coworkers are ordering cheeseburgers and french fries. And I'm feeling very tempted to make that choice too. But yeah, I don't want to feel crappy for the rest of this day. So, here's the order that I think is going to work for me right now. Like, just kind of slowing it down, not making a knee-jerk reaction decision about the order based on what everyone else is doing or based on what you always do. Asking yourself that question helps to slow it down, helps to reconnect you to what's going on in your body. And a lot of times, your brain's going to give you a really good answer. Yeah, this is the food that's going to work for us right now. So that's such an important, such a great question to use for yourself as you move through this. Okay, that's what I've got for you today. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.